So I really enjoyed the grad school panel. I learned a lot and I just loved hearing about the experiences of these two students. It was very informative and eye-opening, being able to get more of an idea of what grad school will be like and how to apply for it and how to make yourself just a more competitive candidate. So the first concept or takeaway that I had was that taking a gap year is a good idea, whether it's just 1 year or 2 years. Both of the panelists said that they had taken a gap year either before their undergrad or before grad school, and it was just good to learn that that is an option and that you don't have to go straight to grad school and maybe burn out, but take that break and work for one, just getting work experience, either working in research or in the field that you're going into, makes you just a better candidate when applying to grad school, especially if your GRE scores aren't the best or your GPA isn't the best either. Having that work experience makes it so that you have a better chance of getting into grad school. The other thing that they said about taking a gap year is just kind of taking a break from school and being able to live your life and figure out more about who you are and what you enjoy doing and what you value, which is really important. Oftentimes, we go from like high school straight to college and maybe even straight to grad school, and like our identity is a student, so taking that break allows you to kind of separate that part of yourself so you can figure out, who am I and what do I enjoy doing, and is grad school really something I want to do? So taking a gap year is a good idea, and I really enjoyed hearing that both of these students had done it and they had later gone to grad school and gotten their degree and were successful in doing so, which is really cool. Hearing that you don't have to push through into the end, which is something that my family has kind of pushed me to do, but I'm kind of hesitant on that. So I enjoyed having that affirmation. The second concept or takeaway that I had was that grad school is a huge commitment. Now, I kind of already knew this from previous classes that I had taken, but it just kind of had a different impact hearing it from these two people who had recently gone through it and who are maybe just a little bit closer in age than I am, or closer in life experience, maybe at the point where you're deciding to go to grad school is what I mean. And it was a good reminder to know what you're getting into before you go into it. And with the commitment, they said that you just don't have a lot of free time because you're, reading or writing papers or working. And then, later in your grad school career, if you're in counseling psychology, you'll actually be doing counseling. And that you just have a lot of commitments that you have to do. So hearing that was really good. It just kind of makes me want to really consider what I want out of grad school, and if I want to go based on the commitment. So that was a good reminder. And with that, I heard one of the panelists say that when they were in their program, they heard some of their other students in the program say, man, this is a lot of work. This is a huge commitment. Maybe I should have gotten a master's. So hearing that and knowing that that is a viable option, and that, having a master's is just a little bit less commitment, was also really helpful for me, because I'm not quite sure if I want to go to grad school yet, and if I do, if I want to get a master's or a PhD. So knowing that both of those are, a viable option, was also, once again, just affirming in where I want to go and what direction I want to take after my undergrad. Also with that, just they said that they had mentors and advisors just helping them decide which program, which which program to go into and which field to go into. So just having that advice and not doing it on your own, because as they said, it is a huge commitment, and having people affirm you in that, like, can you do this? Do you think you'll be successful in this? Like, what do you want to do? And that whole process was just really nice to hear. And the last concept or takeaway that I had was the things that make you a good candidate for grad school, or just like advice when filling out applications and writing your CV or statement of purpose. So they said specific things about what would make you a better candidate. So like work experience, or presenting yourself as someone who is willing to grow is really important, because that's kind of the point of grad school, is growing and learning. Another thing they said was knowing who you are as a person and what you value and what you want out of life. That really helps too, especially knowing what you want to get out of the program. So you're not just going in there and being like, I don't know, I'm just here, huh? But like actually being like, I'm here, I'm going to learn, and this is what I want to do, this is what I want to get out of it. And then another thing they said was not using like buzzwords just to make yourself look better, but like actually knowing what the words mean and using them in a way that shows that you are knowledgeable in this field that you're going to. Also, like reading some of the recent publications of the people that you'll be working with, so the kind of stuff that you'll be studying and what their interests are, and making sure that your interests and their interests align, so you're not doing something that you don't enjoy doing or aren't interested in. Because when people are looking for grad school applicants, they want students who will stay in the program the entire time and are committed and will add to the program rather than detract from it. And in terms of choosing which grad school to go to, they said to research the values of the school and to make sure that, once again, those values align and that you'll enjoy being in this place, because you'll be there for many years, and just making sure that it's actually somewhere that you want to go, someplace that you want to be. And I forgot to mention, but in presenting yourself as a good applicant, they said that being passionate about what you're going to study is really important, because it just makes you really stand out from the rest of the crowd or whatever, if you're passionate about what you're going to study. So that is my grad school reflection. Once again, I really enjoyed it, and I hope that everything's going well with you.